morning and welcome to day 3 of What's New with Mike and Jeff Hobbython. The caffeine has not kicked in. My energy levels are low. So bear with us as we get our hobby mojo flowing and caffeine injected stuff going and get energized to start paying. Now it's just day 3. So it's been good morning, Bethany. So early and joining us.
Yes, morning, Bethany.
So it's just it's day 3, so it's like any other marathon in the history of marathons.
I have something flowing, but it's not mojo. It's another M word, mucus, gross stuff.
You got the.
And I'm getting worse. I went to the doctor. I got meds, and I should be getting better, but I'm getting worse.
Well, Bethany just put the coffee on, so she's got it. This is my second cup of coffee. I haven't been working on. What coffee cup do I got? Oh, look, another glorious morning makes me sick. It's one of my wife's coffee cups.
There you go.
I think it's from some show.
I woke up late, and the first thing I did was grab my phone and let you know I just woke up late.
Oh, and feed the cats. Yes.
Cat. The two things I did this morning was get up, spray my water bottle at my cat because from 7 o'clock on, I basically was told by my cat in cat language that I need fed, get up, constantly for an hour. And then I went and took a shower. I'm here.
All right. Take a hot shower to get all that crap to drain out of your head.
Is it a bad sign that when you take a shower, you just lay on the bottom of the tub and let the water flow over you and you try to go back to sleep?
That is a bad sign. But today, I'm really like I've got tanks. I got 6 tanks to work on. I've got my Ogrins to work on, and then hopefully I can get some of that done this morning. And then this afternoon, my goal is to really focus on that. Oh, coffee burp. Warhound Titan. I had a couple times last night.
Yeah.
Bottle was a wonderful ally. Yes, so for us, we had the bedroom window open, and the 2 cats love to sit in the windowsill, but they fight because it's like, no, I want to sit there. No, I want to sit there, and we've opened both windows, and they still fight because I want to sit at this window. You go sit at that. It's like brother sister. Kind of
Mom is touching me.
Yeah. So all night we get to hear cats fighting.
Awesome.
Yeah. Luckily, I was so exhausted I slept through it all. But I'm sure Andy was up all night. You're crocheting some hats.
Ooh,
hats. We all need hats.
My mom used to crochet everything.
What one is crocheting? There's knitting, which I understand. What crocheting is that the knot tying?
I believe it's something similar.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they both require needles. Crochet needles.
Oh, dude, I had to use the new skin yesterday.
What skin?
I had one cat.
Whose skin are you using? What did you do, Mike?
Oh, you have so many cats. 4 cats is a lot. So the new skin. Remember how I said, let's hope we don't have to use this because of Epic?
I'm sorry. You said I used the new skin like you went out hunting last night and acquired another skin. Like, oh my God, he's cracked. The marathon has broken Mike's psyche.
So crochet
uses hooks. Knitting uses
hooks and
needles.
So Andy was cooking dinner last night and she cut her finger. So I had to use the new skin on her.
What? I just use CA.
Well, Andy's not going to let me put CA glue on her finger.
That's what it was designed for. She's in the medical profession.
Because have you seen my CA model? Does it look like it's something you'd want in the medical field? It's got a brass rod sticking out of it.
That's awesome.
It's fun. Yeah, so I got to use the new skin yesterday after she cut her finger. That was fun.
I've done that, but I just use CA.
Well, yes. I usually for bass playing, if I get a blister on my fingertip, because I'm sure once I get back into playing because of my wrist, my fingers have softened up, so they're all going to blister probably. Right. I'll cover them. I'll pop the blister and I'll put CA glue all over it because it hardens it. Hey, that's enough of our rambling.
I think if you actually watch the shows in sequence, you'll see a evidence of our slowly losing control of our mental capacities.
So after the stream last night, I redesigned my camera arm to get a different top-down angle kind of a thing going on, like a little side view. I don't know what to call it. It's top down, but it's a little. Give me something. Give me a little credit.
You moved your camera and put it into a different same place.
Exactly. I'm glad you recognize that.
It's fun. I mean, it's fine. They up top in my arrangement. The top down was just not convenient.
Yeah. Well, I like the new. I like it. It's actually. I'm hoping. Yeah. My big goal is I hope it just takes away some of the brightness from my lights.
Yeah. Because you had a lot of reflecting, and I know what you're trying to attempt. You like it up here, but the problem you had was your light you were working on reflected off of your mat, and that caused it to have some brightness to it. So you're trying to come in an angle just to basically defer some of that light off to other.
That's what I'm doing. So, should we just get started, or do you guys think?
What are we doing?
I'm gonna paint.
I'm gonna nap.
Okay. So this
we can get started.
We're gonna hear Jeff snoring and probably talking to himself. We may hear some things that won't be appropriate.
No. I'm gonna paint, but just be warned that if my camera goes black and the sound goes off, that I am having a sneezing or coughing fit.
So. We all understand. I am just appreciative that you stuck through this, even though you have been. I don't want to say you've been miserable, but you've not been yourself.
During the day, I am completely and totally. I feel okay.
Right.
Other than, as you can tell, I sound
terrible.
It's the problem is I'm not getting any sleep because last night I got sleep in 45 to 90-minute increments because I'd wake up coughing.
Right.
And unfortunately, because of my medical history and my blood pressure and my arterial graph, I have to be really cautious about medicines I take that they don't spike my blood pressure.
Right.
So I can't take normal over-the-counter decongestants or my blood pressure will spike, which is not good for my arterial graph. And so I have to take these other things, which just don't work as well, and so I'm just not getting sleep.
Yeah.
So there may be a rampaging madman in the apartment complex later. That would be me from fatigue.
Well, it's like when you try, you can't take NyQuil.
No,
because NyQuil's really. I have high blood pressure too. Don't know why. I'm such a calm person. But yeah, the NyQuil's like, yeah, I could just not. And I don't. I'm not the kind of guy that follows the instructions for NyQuil. I drink like half the bottle because I just want to pass out and just.
Yeah, I just want to close my eyes and wake up 10 hours later.
Usually I end up feeling hungover. I don't know why. I guess there's might be a little alcohol in NyQuil or something.
When I was younger, my normal way of dealing with what I have right now is I literally I would make a hot toddy, a double, and I would pile like 4 blankets on my bed. I'd take that, I'd go crawl in bed, and I'd literally sleep for 10 hours and sweat. Whatever I would wake up, I would be just horribly covered in sweat, but I felt better. I just sweat it out. Can't do that anymore.
Nope, we're old. Yeah,
I never want to get out of that bed again.
All right, I'm gonna make some adjustments to my lighting.
I'm just gonna switch and get started.
And I am going to switch camera angles. You there?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard you go away.
I just went bing, bang, boom. I like to make sound effects when I hit my buttons.
I don't know why my camera does it. It's a StreamYard thing.
Right.
It's not weird. I always got to go reset the view. I don't like it when it's backwards, like where my left is on my right, my right's on my left.
That gets confusing, actually.
Yeah.
All right, well, the first thing everybody's going to get a treat on is my neuroses when it comes to my wet palette.
Uh-oh. What are we going to see?
I have a weirdness about my wet palette.
More than your wet palette, buddy. You just have weirdness.
Yeah, but this is kind of specific.
Uh-oh. We're going to see Jeff's. Uh-oh. cowboy juice is what we always used to feel would always make us feel better. Lemon juice, grapefruit juice, warm it up and melt some honey in it. Is that the same as a hot toddy? What is a hot toddy?
Very similar to what you just described.
There you go.
Some sort of juice. I prefer, lovely, my best friend in the world, Jack Daniels. Or what used to be my best friend. I haven't seen Jack in several years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Jack is he was a friend of a lot of people. What do you got going on there, buddy?
I'm just getting my sponge all nice and spongy.
Just getting a kind of rough dry brush on these Ogrins, and then I'll just start pulling out the detail.
Here comes the neuroses.
Uh-oh. What's that?
The neurotic behavior, the compulsive behavior.
What is it, though? What is your...
I can't have wrinkles in the paper.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It makes me crazy. Makes me insane.
I'm kind of surprised you're liking your camera angle at such an angle, because now all the lines on your mat aren't straight.
Because of the fact that the camera's at an angle, it doesn't bother me.
Oh, okay. It's only
I know going into it that the camera's at, but when the camera's directly above my mat, and I know that it's straight up above, I want the mat to look the same. Kind of like you want your right hand on your right and your left hand on your left, that kind of a thing.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yes, this is something that makes me insane, and it's something a compulsion I can't stop. I have to have that all nice and smooth.
Well, if it starts getting all kind of wrinkly and curly, though, it's like your paint starts getting into weird pools, and
I just like to have it like that.
Just the way
later it will go wonky, but
I have the same no wrinkle thing about my wet palette too. Has to be perfect.
Yeah, I can't handle it.
Yeah. You guys are just I don't use a wet palette anymore.
Well, considering the amount of painting I do, the wet palette, even though I used to paint on nothing but cold tiles as a palette.
Yeah.
Bathroom tiles.
Yep.
But the wet palette, it does help me, like when I'm doing big projects. Like for example, these two colors, I've pretty much used exclusively this weekend. So it allows me to keep them, semi-usable.
Is that the gray sear?
I'm sorry?
Is that the gray sear?
Gray sear and Ulthuan gray are the two colors, because the layer that I'm doing now requires a mixture 1-to-1 ratio between of these two colors.
Got it. I paint very slow, so I keep keep your paint from getting crusty.
Yep.
That's important. We don't want crusty paint. Nobody wants crusty paint.
Especially when I'm working with these two colors, because they're very, 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 very close to white, so they react very similar to a white paint.
They get kind of chalky.
They get very chalky, very, very gummy, very quickly.
Yeah.
Having them on a wet palette helps me alleviate that problem.
There you go. Well, I will admit I have really enjoyed this hobby weekend.
I have too. I know my demeanor and my I don't sound like I have. Well, I really, really have. Actually, I really have enjoyed this weekend.
Well, this has been fun. It's just hanging out, just chatting and painting and getting a big project done. It's just there's a rewarding sense of it all. If you just sit down and really focus on something, you can get it done. Granted, my army, this army's not like completely going to be done. Like I got the two banners. I've got to decide what decals I want to put on them. Like there's little things like that, little detail things that I'll probably do later.
Right.
But I've got it to a point where I could actually put this on the table, play it, and not have gray plastic. And it looks halfway decent. It's also epic. So. It's so small.
So here's what I've already finished.
Yay! Now that's your test model?
No, this is the one I finished over the show.
Oh,
this weekend.
Sweet.
If you're not doing anything, tune in 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Build Pay Play Tuesday night, and I will be on there with John Schaefer, David, and Jake. It'll be awesome.
What time is it?
It would be 5 p.m. your time.
All right, that's it.
But just go to the YouTube channel and watch it after.
No, I wanted to jump on it while it was live if I can to give you harass you relentlessly.
Raymond's already done that, so it's old news.
All right, good for Raymond. Raymond went. I don't know where Raymond went. I saw he posted a bunch of pictures on Facebook.
Right.
Looked like he was I wonder if he went to that new. We have a new indoor mini golf entertainment place, like video game arcade restaurant, like those. Like I don't know, a Dave and Buster or something, but it has like mini golf. It's a bigger one.
Yeah.
I don't know if he went there or if he went someplace else.
Right. Going through and touching this up to make sure that I'm where I need to be.
All right. Got some highlights done. Now it's going to be a lot of gray work or silver work. That's the good thing about epic models. Like you and I were talking, we don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole with them.
Right.
And paint all of the detail because you will just be driving yourself up the wall.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to do something to get your table ready that looks good on the table.
Well, at 3 feet away, you just want some things to pop, like a gun barrel or a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just to get things going.
Yippee, yippee.
But then it's the assembly line painting comes in.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get done. Now I gotta admit that when I get these last 2 Terminators done, things are going to speed up considerably because there'll be less detail on these than what I'm currently doing. I'm just making sure I've got all the that blend in place. I want to zoom in a tiny bit.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your finished army.
I think that's the thing that is going to be that I'm most looking forward to is when this is all done and I have it all on the table and then I get my rear end handed to me. Because I'm fairly confident this is not going to be an army that is going to perform well because I one of the weaknesses I have, especially with the new additions, is I paint what sounds cool.
Right.
And I normally will come up with a story idea in my head, and then I'll create the army around that idea. And so far in my gaming life, that has proven to be about a 50-50 mix of win-loss.
Yeah, that's just not how 40K functions.
Well, it depends on where you're playing. If I'm in a tournament, then it's all about being and performing well in that tournament and having a good time. If you and I are playing at a table, it's really just about good time and looking good and sharing that time with friends.
And hoping that my dice don't roll ones.
Hoping that I don't have that ability. I just kind of go, I'm going to roll ones, and that's how it is. And we'll go from there.
I got this really important thing. I just need to do this, and I can win the game. I just can't roll a 1, and there's your 1.
Best advice I got from someone about that was Adzi.
What's that?
She basically told me that maybe because I've gotten my dice rolls have been so bad over the years, and I go into the game sometimes and I'm going to make a roll, that is of that level of caliber of, okay, I just need to get this done. I basically fret, and my mindset is already that I failed.
Yeah.
And Ashley just goes, well, why don't you try to be a little more positive? So I started doing that, and I can't really say it's helped as far as the outcome on the roll,
Right.
but it has helped my mental state.
And you need all the help you can get there.
Yeah, I do actually. That's not an empty equipment. All right, so I think I got all done. So, what color next? Now the fun part, the detail work.
Yeah. Did you talk to Darren regarding the Gamers Garage sale? Like, is that thing a go?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that was never in question. I mean, he made an announcement on IOG's Facebook page.
Well, there was a conversation. Yeah, I saw that. There was no confirmation of when.
Okay, well, it's definitely happening. I couldn't tell you when, but it's definitely happening.
I don't know if I'm going to go. I might end up buying more stuff I don't need.
Well, yeah, so, which means, yeah, you're going to go, right? You're just right now telling yourself you're not sure.
I'm trying that positive thing that you were just talking about.
Going and having a good time and seeing what all is there is a good thing.
But yeah, I'll end up buying. Definitely not going to be selling. I don't buy as many miniatures as I used to.
Yeah, it just depends on what comes out.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I haven't really had a lot like this. Epic stuff's like the most I've bought recently. I guess that might be the driving factor is when the new Epic stuff comes out, like what new Epic stuff has come out based on when the Gamers Garage sale is going to be.
I don't buy as much on an impulse. Now I'm pretty much a, target when something new comes out.
Yeah.
So, at least that's what I like to tell myself.
It works.
Everybody's getting to see the edge of my glasses because I can't see anymore.
Yeah, I just think that little bit of silver is just enough to make this stuff pop out a little bit. I really can't make out a lot of the facial details because it's got like Mad Max. Which one was it? The newer Mad Max version. Morton Joe with his face mask thing on. This dude's got like one of those going on. I guess they're redoing that or not doing it. They're doing a part 2 or they're
doing a prequel.
Prequel, there you
go. Furiosa. It's basically her origin story.
Which will be kind of cool. Yeah. Do you see the prequel for Quiet Places?
Yeah, for Quiet Place, absolutely.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. That's an interesting series. I kind of like that. I kind of like the monster.
Well, the first one was just so different. Like it was a movie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think people ruined the moment by talking when we saw it. It was one of the few movies we watched at the movie theater.
That's the biggest reason I no longer go to the cinema.
Yeah. People would sit there chatting and like, even though they're trying to whisper, it's like, yeah, you're not really whispering.
Yeah, these Terminator symbols are really
hard for you to get that.
Nope, there's a lot of fun to paint. What is that squeaking sound I hear coming from you?
It could be my chair, the leather chair. The arms of this chair that I bought fit right. Like I got to kind of force it to get underneath my desk.
Right.
So when I move in it, they squeak. They squeak. Which is just part of the process. Yeah, let's just worry about me getting good video up. Like we'll worry about
that is just a weird sound.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just, it's kind of soothing.
Well, there you go. As long as I don't make it too soothing that you just fall asleep. You go back to work tomorrow? Did you figure that out yet?
Nope.
Worry about it tomorrow?
Worry about it if Rob shows up in the morning.
There you go.
I'm sure. I'm almost positive that we have to work tomorrow.
You guys don't close for President's Day?
No. Not normally.
I think it's more, what are they? It's more like a banker's holiday.
Yeah, kind of.
Banks and post office will be closed. Uh-oh. If you're using StreamYard, it might be feedback. Someone's mic might be a bit close to a speaker, or the speaker is turned up too loud. That would
So
probably
you hear it too, Stephanie, right? That it sounds like a swing chain that's swinging back and forth in the breeze.
That is not my chair. And that could be me. I would bet that's probably more me, because my microphone is literally sitting on top of my MDC or my my computer,
right?
And that is where my speaker is.
Okay.
So it's probably feedback.
We should just hire Bethany to be our engineer.
There you go. I could probably this help.
Don't change anything now. We're actually fine. Like I said, it's not a bad thing. I'm not upset about it. It's just kind of we're being quiet because we're painting, and then you just hear this lovely little noise in the background.
Normally, you and I are gabbing like schoolgirls.
Yeah. It's not like it's shrieking or a distraction. It's just kind of like just in all the quiet. It's becoming prominent.
Well, I moved my mic, so let me know if that helps. And we will have resolved one of our streaming woes.
See, that's the difference. I didn't think it was a woe. I just thought it was curious.
No, I'm frustrated with on my computer. That's all.
Yeah, but internet's going to do what the internet does.
I know, but you would be the same way.
Not really. Not over that. Especially if I couldn't hear it.
No, the internet thing.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Did it go away?
Seems to.
Mm. Yeah, I've got a Mac Mini, so I usually just have the microphone propped right on top of that. My little Mac. I definitely for cosmetic, or not cosmetic, but for practicality reasons, need to get a new cable so that I can turn that octopus around that is on my desk.
Whoa. Well, Bethany has confirmed that it's actually gone now.
Oh, very cool. Look at that. Look at that. Thank you, Bethany. Thank you for the positive feedback instead of the instead of the feedback we were getting.
What? I see what you did there.
You see what I did there? Oh, you caught it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What happened?
This Dawnstone bottle has finally died.
What do you mean?
It's empty.
Oh no! What are you gonna do, Jeff?
Grab the new one on my shelf and put it in. Yeah, I replace them when they're actually about a quarter left in them. I actually order the new one.
Yeah.
That way, when this happens, I just do this.
Ta-da!
I pull the paint mixing ball that I put in it earlier when I bought the thing. I open the new one.
And you're good to go. Yeah, and these guys, I might hit a little bit of a bright silver highlights or dry brush on all this equipment that I'm painting.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Just something to make it pop a little bit better on the table. I didn't do it to the infantry model. Like I tried it on one. I'm like, yeah, that's a waste of time. Because it's just their little rifles, and you're like, yeah, that doesn't help.
See, I keep a little stack over here. These are all the colors that are almost done.
Yeah.
That I've already replaced, and they're on my rack. But I will use these until like Dawnstone. It just was finally finished. Then I will open the new bottle. It's an odd little system.
It's a system that works for you.
Oh, wrinkles in my paper.
Oh no! Now that's tragedy.
I'm going to be more obsessed in that than I would be with the internet.
Which is just how your mind works.
My mind working is kind of a stretch.
It's how you were programmed, sir. If you think about it, that's pretty much how life is. We're just programmed to do things a certain way. Yeah, so for me today, the big thing is just to crank all this stuff out and be done.
Yeah. The only thing I've got going today is I got to go get my granddaughter's birthday card.
Oh, you got the birthday party, don't you? What time's that?
I'm not going to the party.
Oh, you're not?
I do not want to. That everyone will be there, my grandkids, everybody, and I just do not want to infect anyone.
You don't want to be that person?
I really don't.
Nothing worse than someone goes to work and they're like blatantly sick. Like it's one thing to go to work with like a cough and you're like, all right, I'm like getting over something. But it's another thing when people are like running around with a fever and they're like, gotta come to work. I'm like, no, you don't.
That used to be me. I cannot miss work. And I know now that it's probably not the best practice.
All you do is get everybody else sick.
Well, here's the thing: if because of the way schools are now, my grandkids have to be fever free for 24 hours before they can actually go back to school.
That's a good policy.
And if they're not, they can't go. Well, then of course, Kiri can't. If they're sick, Kiri can't take them to her daycare. So that creates a huge problem for her.
Right.
My son-in-law's parents are older than me by about 10 to 15 years.
So they can't go there.
I don't want to make them sick. Not saying that they're both pretty healthy and pretty active. But you never know. I don't want to make them sick.
So the sick ones come to you.
So I will wish her happy birthday, drop off my card, because all she's getting from me this year is cash. Because she is now at the age that I'm like completely lost as to what to get her for her birthday.
I am dating a teacher. He dodges cooties all the time. Schools are like cootie factories. Yes, they are. All kinds of cooties floating around schools.
Well, two of my kids are also. I mean, Ari is a school nurse, and Zoe's a para. She basically is one of the people that work with kids that need someone with them all the time. And I don't want to give her something that she's going to give to one of her students.
Right.
So there's a whole series of dominoes that people aren't aware of. And like I said, I used to be one of those guys, go to work at all costs. And the odd part was I took a lot of pride in it. I don't miss work. And now it's just like when you start thinking about the chain of events you can put into motion just because you're thinking that way.
Yep.
It's not a good thing.
I'm not someone that's going to abuse the sick policies or anything like that. Like if I'm not going to call in sick because I got a hangnail.
I might call in sick if you have a hangnail.
We have people at work that call in sick like for everything.
Yeah, there's a line. You've got to be aware of what's going on. And,
yeah.
There are certain people I know that if they wake up one morning and their nose is a little runny, they not only will call out of work, but they will literally. It's like they're going to call their family and say, "Come say goodbye. I may not be here tomorrow."
That's a little drama.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
A little drama. Drama, mama.
Little drama.
Little Dramadine never hurts. Yeah, get my Ogrins done. I'm super excited about this.
Getting that shoulder pad there nice and detailed out. I'm sure everybody's seeing me fix the point of this brush by shoving it in my mouth like the.
That's what I've been doing.
Like the toxic Avenger that I will soon become.
It's all good in the hood, brother. Yeah, that burgundy that I used yesterday from Pro Acryl, even on my palette, it's super glossy.
Yeah.
I don't like glossy paint.
I follow Dave Latham on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I got a request to join some group. I didn't even really read it, but it was because I was a painter. I went ahead and submitted it. It's actually turned out to be pretty advantageous.
What kind of group is it? Like
basically he'll just send out he'll just send you a link through your IMs to a painting tutorial, or like and ironically the last one I got was about highlighting and shading burgundy.
Oh, cool.
And what colors to use and how to attain that, and it's like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. So I'm kind of glad I just kind of mindlessly went, yeah, okay, I'll do that.
And that's on Insta?
Yeah, David on Instagram. I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, I still haven't done the Instagram thing.
I actually find Instagram a little bit more usable than Facebook.
Yeah, well, Facebook is the toxic dumping ground.
They're all that way.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you surf enough of them, you'll find that they all have that dumping ground area.
I think Insta though is just more because photos, like it's like a photo thing.
Photos and reels are the big one for that.
Yeah. So it makes it a little less. Andy's just on it to watch cat videos.
Those have their place.
Isn't that all the internet is really good for?
I used to not do cat videos.
They're hilarious.
I actually started posting them about my cat, so it's a little hypocritical of me to then say I don't do cat videos when I post.
That and epic fails.
Yes.
Epic fails. Not like bad, like people trying to jump over something and fall, miss.
Yes.
All right. Now I'm just looking over my Ogrins to see what I missed. What I do is if I miss on one thing, chances are I missed it on all of them. You ever notice that about yourself?
Always. Well, especially when I'm assembly line painting.
Yeah.
I'll be going through and doing one color, and then I will go to the next color, and then I'll get to like the third model in and realize, oh, I missed all this. And I've never gone through a color that I haven't, when I've gone to start the new color, that I haven't found spots that I missed on the previous pass. Makes me crazy.
Scott, you're a terrible person.
Yeah.
As long as we're all thinking miniature porn, I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Gonna get us put in Facebook, Joe.
Well, the nice thing about Facebook, Joe, at least you're on house arrest.
That's true.
It took me so long to come to the realization that when I paint, less is more.
Yes, less is more. That's why I'm only like, if you think about my epic stuff, I'm only really doing the miniatures in 2 colors.
Right.
Like, I'm not really doing anything else. I could get into like all kinds of greens, and I could try to like edge their boots. Like on these Ogrins, there's like an edge on all the boots.
Right.
But it's just going to I'll just start losing the model. So just a couple colors, and I think you're good. And I'll get these go 2 to a base. So I'll get those all done up. Move on to the next one.
Yes, Bethany is correct.
What's that?
Porn, baby, porn.
That was Scott.
Scott? Oh, what's Scott? Hey, Scott, how you doing? But Bethany's been the only one commenting. I'm like, oh, wow.
You just kind of naturally went to the...
Bethany, I am so sorry. I thought that was you. Hey, Scott, how you doing, buddy? Scott posted some stuff the other day that's just, I mean, phenomenal stuff. Well done, sir. That goblin, or that, it was awesome. Just the level of detail. Quite frankly, that model with his red nose and the way you've got it actually looks like me today because I feel like crap.
You got a red nose.
I feel like if you go on Build Pay Play, come across, I don't know if it's his latest, but he did a bust of a
busted.
Bethany's trying to defend herself now. My internet searches are wholesome.
Cat videos.
I guarantee we'll find a search called wholesome porn.
Oh no. Oh no.
It is basically Amish porn is what it is.
I'm not going to go down that road.
But that bust he did, and the look on his face and the way he painted it, I'm like, yeah, he's got the same disease I have right now.
He's doing good. He's waiting for one more Nova registration to open. So, is that for a game registration, or what are you waiting to? What are you waiting to open for Nova?
He's waiting for March 1st for the registration for the Nova open.
Oh, is that what? Okay, got it.
Yeah. He's waiting for that.
That's his jam. Never been to the Nova Open. I've got it on my list of things to do.
Scott, are you going to be at Adepticon this year? If so, swing by the GF9 Battlefront booth and say hi. He's looking for some classes at the Nova Open that he wants to sign up.
There you go. Very cool.
I need to try to do that.
Take classes?
Yeah.
It's always good, even if it's something as simple as like pin washing. Just because you can always, you kind of, we fall into these ruts in our comfort zones and stuff.
Yeah, well, my because of where I worked, my convention attendance was always based on running the booth and being in the dealer's room all day.
Yeah.
And A, sometimes you couldn't find a class in the evenings, and B, you were so exhausted from being in the dealer's room all day, you just couldn't do anything else.
Well, you just didn't want to do anything else. You're just like, I'm done.
And unfortunately, that mindset almost has become habit for me.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this year at Adepticon, I can kind of break that habit.
That'd be cool. And I think if there were going to be any evening classes, Adepticon would be the convention for it. Simply because no Adepticon, I will never go until I can get a spot
at the host hotel.
Yep, I agree 100% with that.
Yeah, because if you can't, you're so far away.
And you're in Chicago.
I'm wrong, Chicago.
No, cold. Well, it depends if you like cold weather or not.
Well, I don't mind the cold in Chicago. It's the bloody wind coming off the lake.
Yeah. Yeah, the 2 times I went to Adepticon, I was lucky enough to get a room at a hotel there.
You found Oppenheimer boring.
Really?
Big bowl of who cares soup.
My wife's going to be watching that.
I didn't mind it, Scott. I found it informative. But I can see where you're coming from.
Wasn't the most exciting.
Well, it's more about the man and what he was going through and what he had been through versus
what he did.
I mean, if you want to watch a really good movie about the development of the atomic bomb that is going to entertain you, watch Fat Man and Little Boy. Paul Newman is in that. John Cusack.
Oh yeah.
Dwight Schultz. It's a really good movie, but it's designed from this era, which is basically. It's not a biopic about Oppenheimer. It's about some of the struggles everybody went through. So it's got a little bit of excitement and action into it.
I am going to paint for 12 hours today, so I will have the YouTube cranking. Got a couple RPGs channels that are doing they got 3-hour long videos of actual plays and stuff.
I gotta go get my granddaughter's stuff and then come back and just paint away so I can get these last few models done. And I say last few models, I got 30 to do in 30 days. So
you'll get it done, especially since all the infantry models. Oh boy.
Well, like I said, the rest of them I don't have as much detail. Like these Terminators, just got these little things I got to make sure are covered.
he was Scott's talking about a different documentary that was like half as long and better than
I don't know why I always find it really hard to know where Scott stands on the topic.
Yeah, he kind of beats around the bush a little bit.
Yes, he kind of hems and haws and you're not real sure what he's thinking. Oh wait, wrong Scott.
All right, getting dudes done.
Break. One of the things you learn about me, Scott, is whenever anyone asks me my opinion of a movie, I warn them that I'm kind of easy when it comes to film. As long as I can shut my brain off for a while. There are many movies that people despise. That wasn't too bad. I kind of enjoyed it.
As long as it gives you the disconnect that you're looking for.
There's only been 1 or 2 movies that I felt like I wasted my time.
Really?
One of them was Wyatt Earp.
Oh yeah, I did not like Wyatt Earp.
I found Wyatt Earp to be.
But I love Tombstone, but I didn't like Wyatt Earp.
Yeah, I couldn't stomach Wyatt. Matter of fact, Wyatt Earp is one of the few films I think I actually walked out of.
And I've watched some Civil War documentaries or Revolutionary War documentaries that were like 5 hours long, and I stuck with them. But yeah, Wyatt Earp, no.
I used to make a joke that they left one scene they finally decided to leave on the cutting floor. That was when Wyatt developed pubes. Other than that, they covered every aspect of that man's life in the most exhaustive way.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Didn't need to know that much about him.
Well, they didn't cover that part, so you didn't know.
Yeah. Just grinding away.
I've never been to the Nova Open.
Yeah, neither have I. One of those I want to do one day.
Yeah.
I guess that's Scott the same question. How hard is it to get a hotel at the same place for the Nova Open? Because I've never looked into it, so I don't know if you can get a hotel at the convention center that it's at or not. Inquiring minds want to know. Because there is something about not staying at the hotel that sucks.
Yeah, depending on the rest of the accommodations placement. He said, "I'll tell you on March 2nd."
So I take it this is going to be your first Nova Open then, which is cool.
He said he's heard it's easy. But,
cool.
I'll let you know for sure on March 2nd.
Isn't it in? Is it Washington?
I'm not sure where the Nova Open's at.
I
mean, that's how little I know about the Nova Open. I'm not sure where it's at.
All right. Maybe we'll have to put that on our to-do list. To go to the Nova Open.
Taking a bit of a break here.
Resting your...
My sinuses are loading back up.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to mute my mic here for a second.
Oh, it's in D.C.
Yeah. All right. Well, that makes it kind of convenient for me. It's like less than an hour away.
Yeah, LVO is... I was doing LVO quite a bit until they changed from Bally's to the Rio, and I stopped going. Because I'm in Arizona, so LVO is really easy. And I just didn't care for the Rio because I've got to take the wife with me. And there ain't nothing for her to do. She's staying at the Rio unless she's going to like Uber to the Strip. And the Rio's kind of a dump. So I'm hoping that once their contract's up with the Rio, that they put it back on the Strip or they find a better hotel.
Whew.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. He agrees. Rio is not great.
Yeah.
I think what's going to determine where the LVO is they find a venue big enough to handle that massive tournament they did.
Yeah, it is a cause and effect thing. Success.
That's their reason for being. So.
But they got to also recognize that Las Vegas Open isn't just about that one tournament.
No, they don't. Not when you have 1,000 players showing up. I mean, it's really that's as honest as I can be about it.
Yeah.
They want to give something for other people to do that, but their priority is going to be that tournament. They've got to get people there for that tournament, and that attendance is important.
Well, and Reese's sister used to do like these little outings,
right?
but she's no longer doing them.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was what we liked about the LDO when we went there the first time.
Yeah, because then Andy could go do something all day.
Yep, there was stuff to do for spouses and significant others.
So,
made it really nice for Andy to have something to go do.
They really only care about the tourney. It's huge. I go for painting master classes and will continue to do so as long as they have them. Yeah, they do their master classes, which are really cool.
Yeah, but unfortunately for them, their focus is on making sure they've got room for that tournament, because just that level of attendance on the tournament kind of forces it to be forefront of their thoughts.
Get it? And again, you just go with the flow. That's why I stopped going, because it's working for me.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I get it. I mean, neither one of us are tournament players. And
right.
It's kind of interesting to see, that big of a tournament. I mean, that's kind of massive.
Scott and his wife are gamblers. So, well, he calls them degenerates gamblers, but
all that.
I work too hard for what little money I have, so I'm not going to give it to some crazy casino.
Yeah, there's a dice barrel somewhere out there.
Yeah, I know. I got to buy all those dice. I am a dice addict. I have to go to Dice Anonymous. I am going to admit, Jeff, I am really enjoying us painting on stream again.
Well, good. I've always been I could take it or leave it mindset. So.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. It's just, it isn't the end all be all.
Well, for me, I don't paint as much as you.
Yeah, no, there you go. That's true.
So for you, it's like an all day thing. So
yeah, the work keeps me pretty busy. Oh, this bloody cold is killing me.
Yeah. Well, you'll get over it soon.
Bethany, what are you painting right now? Anything?
She posted something on Facebook or on the Discord. Yeah. Had a goblin green base. I think she was trying to point something out to us.
That's the only true base color?
That is the original.
It's nice to have Lenny pop in there.
Yeah. I still have, remember the how long, I don't know, the old grass mat.
Yeah.
That they used to, it came in a box, like it was all folded. I've still got one of those folded up in the box.
All right.
Those were probably the worst grass mats I've ever seen.
Yeah, because they actually have static grass.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yes, it was some sort of static grass. It was like, I don't know. It's like they went to like a fabric store or something and found this. Hey, this makes a good grass mat. Let's sell these.
Bethany is working on a Retributor squad for her sisters.
Sweet.
Very cool.
It is interesting to see how people rebrand things for the hobby. Charge more, obviously, but they just rebrand things and make it for the hobby.
What is that? Like what?
Like I was on what is it? Hobby Haven It's like a Facebook place that sells hobby stuff.
Yeah.
And they took basically gauze like for wrapping wounds that comes in a roll, and they called it marbling for airbrushing marbling effects.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you're like, dude, that's a roll of gauze.
And they're also charging way more than you'd pay for walk into a CVS.
Yeah, it's just fascinating how that works. It's just like, oh,
I'm waiting for the box of dryer sheets because that's the other thing you can use.
Yeah. But I need to update pictures on my Eschers. I finished the Death Maiden and they came out really neat. Those models are so cool. Yeah, update your photo on that and then share it to Discord, and we're collecting photos.
Yep.
So we're gonna redo our intro because that one's a couple years old, I think.
Yeah, so it's up there.
So we're gonna redo that.
All right, I think I'm about done.
With your model?
Huh?
With your model or with streaming?
With painting on, I being hunched over and.
Okay. Oh, let me just wrap up this last one and then.
Because when I'm by myself, I can actually open things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm getting kind of stuffy, and I'm gonna start making noises that aren't fit for public discourse.
Oh, that's funny.
Just me by myself is just put the trash can next to the table and go.
Nothing worse than when you cough and fart at the same time.
Yeah, and other things.
What was this? Pennant Engine 2. I've just switched to assembling for now. Oh, mode. Sweet. Took my glasses off. Now I can't read. All right, I'm switching cameras here. Woohoo! Look at that. The sun is starting to shine. Love this light, man. This light is so cool.
Oh, the Game Envy light?
Yeah, the buttons are like, well, that is one, like you can just barely touch them and they click, like they turn on, turn off.
Yeah, I like the fact that the wing light they're two separate functions. You can actually control that. So yeah. I want to have on my airbrush table.
The only downside, like sometimes I'll grab it from the center to move it, just because I don't want to grab it from the edge and break it.
Right.
I'll grab it from, and all my light, I mess up all my settings.
Yeah. No, I do the same thing. I've gotten to the point though that I reach up and grab it behind the neck.
Yeah.
And move it that way. So
I just gotta kind of develop that habit.
Yeah, it took a while.
So every time I grab it, I'm like, oh, I just had the perfect setting, and now it's gone.
No, it's a good lamp. It's a good lamp. So it's not, I mean, for $80, it's a really good lamp.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for that. And it just gives you so much flexibility because first you've got what 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 pivot points just on the arm.
3 points of articulation, absolutely.
And then the edge ones up and down and everything side to side. It's just like you can do so much with it. Got to make these like we got to rebrand one, put our logo on it, and sell it as the What's New with Mike and Jeff light. So he'll just order a bunch. I'll slap a bunch of stickers on them, and we'll do the same thing with the camera arm. We'll just rebrand it, and
I really gotta like my new camera rack. So
yeah,
it's working pretty well. So
I like how you have it set up, man. It looks good. So, all right, so we're gonna get out of here so Jeff can decongest. He's on the struggle bus, and I should look at one of those. Might be a fun way to somebody have one can. It's just the best.
Check them out, Scott. The Game Envy light's actually really cool because it's got a lot of nice features in it, and for $80, it's not a bad lamp.
Yeah, and you got so much flexibility and adjustability to it. Just love it.
Yeah.
All right.
The only reason my red grass lamp is on this side is because of just the sheer length of the light, and then I've got the controls here and here.
Right.
But on my airbrushing station, that Game Envy light just gives me a nice dome.
But how much was that red grass light?
$200.
Yeah, this is $80.
Yeah.
Big diff. Big. Was that if I'm not mistaken, that was a Kickstarter, right? You did a Kickstarter.
Yeah, I did. I think both of them started as Kickstarters.
Yeah, they both. But I think the
red grass lamp. I found the Kickstarter. I waited almost a year and 2 months before that Kickstarter. Actually got set.
It light's important, man, especially because if you get too many like incandescent light bulbs, like you get too much of that, your eyes burn. Like it's really bad for your eyes.
And the older I get, like I said, I have a neutron microscope strapped to my head so I can actually see the miniature.
Yeah.
The light, I just gotta have more light.
Yeah. So, all right, we will be back to wrap up the Hobbython weekend at 7:00 tonight. I know it's Sunday, so people are like there's no football, so
yeah.
What are people watching now? Basketball. I think basketball is wrapping up.
I don't follow basketball. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. But yeah, 7:00 tonight. So the rest of my day is going to be spent finishing up the Ogryns, dry brushing the tanks, and then switching over and trying to get that Warhound Titan done. Or at least I'm like the head and the weapons I'm not worried about, but the body, like getting that body done.
Yeah, I've kind of adjusted my goal. I want to finish these last 2 Terminators. I'll finish my squad, and I may then just switch to do one of my Inceptors, just to kind of do that as a test model because I can knock that out by itself pretty quick.
And those are the ones that you have a bunch to do that you just.
I have 3, and I don't have 3 Inceptors.
Okay, what are the ones you have a lot to do? The troops.
My basic troops. Other than my Centurions, I've got 15 heavy intercessors and 10 intercessors with jump pack left to do. But the difference is they're just line troops, so they're just basically armor with. There's not a whole lot of personal heraldry and awards and all the other details.
Just a few little details on basic infantry models like weapons.
And unlike my norm, normally all my Marines have no helmet because I like faces.
Right.
But all these guys just have helmets on.
So you'll crank those out. No, you'll probably get done like 3 done a day.
I hope.
All right.
If I can manage 1 a day, that'll get me to my goal. So
yes. All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here. We will be back this evening to wrap up the show, and then I guess at the end it'll be photo time. Like get a bunch of photos taken and get all this stuff posted on Discord. So next Saturday. We can kind of show off everything that we did. Looking forward to it. So, all right, I'm going to press some buttons and we're going to jump.
Take care, guys.
See you later.